Dr. Prosser, can we do a
I'm
mic
right
check,
here.
please?
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. I'm here.
Okay, we hear you. Jim, you want to do a mic check?
This is Jim Kilmartin.
We got you. Just for everybody that's online and in studio here, we're having some difficulties pulling up the presentation. I know the details of the case, so I can probably do a presentation without slides. And then if we don't even need a presentation, that's fine too. But I will be able to answer questions as well.
I think Doug Prosser here,
Yes.
a brief presentation without the slides would be fine,
Okay.
unless somebody has an objection. Do we have any audience in the room?
There is no one present, and I don't believe we received a single phone call or inquiry about this request.
Okay, that's fine. Well, it's 7:27. We have 3 minutes to wait.
Yep.
On this, it'll be here.
Oh.
It's just not for anyone that's
Online.
online.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can also just fill up the original email.
Or the agenda
Yeah,
too,
right.
that's online.
Is there anyone else, Doug, who's joined us online?
No, I thought Kent was going to join us online.
No, that's okay. I just want to make
Nate
sure
now
there's
is
no people.
online.
people
Looks like
with
we're going to
speaker or anything
promote
like
Nate.
that.
So Nate Baldwin is online.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, that's the applicant.
Hello, everybody. I was
Hey, Nate, we
frantically
can hear
trying
you.
to chat to let you know I was in here.
Okay, yeah, we saw you. We just had to promote you to
Okay.
a panelist. So I think everybody is on except for, let's see, Kent, I believe.
Hey, can anybody hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Okay, this is actually my first physical Zoom call, so I'm new to the game.
Okay, and you're the applicant, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's what we
Uh,
thought. I knew Jessica, but I wasn't familiar with the contractor. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all as well.
If you, this is Bob Prosser, I'm the chairman. If you go up to the top of your screen, you can turn on your video and then we can see what you look like.
There you go.
If you put your pointer where your name is, and then there's, at least on mine, there's a little blue thing. You can do that and turn on the video and we can see you.
Yeah. Oh, start video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any luck?
Okay, there we go. You want to go ahead and put the council chamber back on the screen, whoever's running this?
He helps us, I can talk to the DA, maybe people express, aside from
There we
that.
go. Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah. Well, that looks better than the council chamber.
No,
I'm sitting here.
There we go. Okay, I've got it here.
Some exotic
Okay.
location.
Is it okay to get going?
I've got 7:30.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Shawnee Board of Zoning Appeals for Thursday, January 19th, 2023. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Roll call, Mr. Jean-Baptiste.
Present.
Mr. Kilmartin,
Present.
Mr. McCord, Mr. Waters,
Here.
Mr. Fayback,
Present.
Mr. Baldwin,
Present.
and Bob Prosser's here. Second item is a consent item to review and approve the minutes from September 15th, 2022 Board of Zoning Appeals. I take a minute to approve a motion to approve the minutes.
So
I move
moved.
to approve. Second.
Are there any additions or corrections or any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 Opposed? None? Not hearing any opposition. Let's take up the first order of new business, BZA 22-9. It's approval for a variance of the Shawnee Municipal Code to reduce the rear yard setback at 5003 Nolan Road, essentially to cover a deck which is already in compliance because they have a variance for the deck. Staff presentation.
Just very briefly to give you the facts of the case, the home was built in 2009. In April of 2010, the Board of Zoning Appeals did grant a variance for that deck to be located where it is today. The owner now wants to, I think the deck is maybe in disrepair. They want to replace the deck in the exact same place that the variance was granted for. The only caveat to this is that they do want to cover it with a pitched roof. Inside the packet, there are elevations of what that would look like. There's also a photograph of adjacent homes. While some of them are not roofed, many have under slab patios with using basically the deck as a roof. So it will not look out of character with the surrounding area. And in this instance, this property does back to a very large open space that's owned by the Homes Association. Had that lot been platted with just a little bit more of that open space included in the lot, they probably wouldn't even be here before you today. I think in terms of what this will look like, the character of neighborhood, it shouldn't be an issue. So with that, we'll complete our report. The applicant would be required to get a building permit if this variance is approved. And I think the contractor is on line and understands that. So that would complete our report.
Any questions for the staff? Okay. Is there anyone online or in the meeting room who wants to speak in opposition to granting this variance?
Chairman Prosser, I don't see anyone that is here to speak either in favor or opposing this request.
That's fine. Is there anyone who'd like to say anything to the board in favor of this? Would the applicant like to talk to us? Or does anyone on the board have questions for the applicant either way?
I'm the applicant and the contractor. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, the deck layout itself is the exact same size as what they currently had when the house is built. The wife, the homeowner, the wife, she just she just wants a screened in porch just to cut down on the bugs in the summertime. And the only way that you're going to get, a screened in deck is, have a roof above it. They had talked to a couple of the neighbors after I gave them the original estimate. No neighbor had any issues with, replacing the deck and putting a roof on it. The current deck is not in the best of shape. So at some point the deck's going to have to be replaced regardless. And while they're doing it, they said, hey, it'd be worth, be beneficial for their end. They're going to be there for a while. So they just wanted to, and have a screened in porch with the roof above it. And that's it. So
Thank you very much. Does anyone on the board have any questions for the applicant? Okay. I would take a motion if someone agrees to approve this variance. If I get a second, then we'll open discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I vote that we approve this request.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. It seems to me that this is fairly straightforward and meets all 5 requirements for us to grant the variance. Does anyone else on the board have any questions or any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. But before I do, just to remind the applicant and the builder, These variances are granted under two conditions. The first one is you have to get a building permit within 6 months or the variance expires. The second requirement is that you can only build what you told us you were going to build. You can put a covered porch there. You can't put a home addition 3
Correct.
stories in the same location. Okay.
Sure. And I've already, I originally applied for the original permit, already had the architect draw the roof structure for me, or signed off on the beams or whatever he needed to do. So it's just a matter of going through this process, I guess.
That's perfectly fine. Okay. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Any oppositions? No. Passes unanimously. Is there any other business before the board, Doug?
Just one thing, and I know Kent talked to you, Dr. Prosser. I was hoping he would be online tonight. He had told us he probably would attend, but just for those who are have been on for some time or new, Kent has tendered his resignation to the board. He's been on since 1999. He, in his resignation letter, said he loved his years of service. And my goodness, 1999 to now is a long time. And he thought it was time for somebody else to be able to fill that void. And so we do have an applicant who had submitted a resume to the mayor. She's made her selection, and that person hopefully will be appointed in late February. So their first meeting, we'll do an orientation and hopefully have them on board for board meeting of March if we have a case. We do have an application in February. So unless Kent decides to carry on, we have one case in February. So we will have to do that with 6 members instead of the full voting 7. That's all I had, Bob.
I would like to ask someone to move that the Board of Zoning Appeals send Kent McCord a formal letter of commendation for his long service on the board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposition. That's approved. Doug, if you'll draft the letter, we'll get it sent off. Listen,
That
thank
sounds
you all
good.
for coming. Meeting's adjourned.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
See you next month.
Appreciate your
See you
time.
next month.